Okay, I want to give you all an example of me and my husband deconstructing patriarchy in real time, because that's what we have to do for this marriage to work. Because as much as him and I have worked on ourselves before we even met each other, we both have so much conditioning, social conditioning under patriarchy, and not, maybe from our families, definitely from culture, definitely from media, and all the things. And it comes up in real time in our marriage. But because he's my partner, because he loves the crap out of me and I love the crap out of him, it's actually not that hard to do. We see, as soon as we see, here it is, we talk about it, we figure out how to fix it, and we move forward stronger. So I want to talk about this because I don't want anyone to ever think that you just meet a man who has it all figured out and he's never ever going to just take advantage of you or exploit you or fall back into like patriarchal thinking. That I don't think that's possible. If I have internalized misogyny that I see a new form of almost daily, there's no way he doesn't too. And us both recognizing that and knowing that that's just something we're going to have to deal with is so liberating. So let me give you an example. How patriarchy comes out in sleep. I made some videos, and I'll try to remember to tag them below, this summer of how common it is for men to have sleep apnea or, snore, or have if they, are in the military or just have a lot of trauma they've never dealt with, how they can be very violent in their sleep. There's all these things that men a lot of times do that ruin women's sleep. And then on top of that, a lot of women, myself included, have so much sleep trauma because of what men have done to us in our sleep. Most of the times that I have been SA'd is when I was trying to sleep or pretending to sleep or something around sleep. And so sleep is a really big topic for me, and I didn't even realize it till I started talking about it on this app. And so this summer, Anthony has had trouble sleeping for a long time. He also had his snoring wasn't that bad when I first met him, but it's just been getting worse and worse. He's tired all the time. And, and that affects his confidence, his moods, his libido, his everything. Not getting sleep affects the human body in a horrific way. And I was like judging him so hard, like, God, why do you sleep so much? I want to do stuff like his energy level has been a source of so many of our confrontations because y'all know me. I'm just like, I have so much energy. And when he doesn't get good sleep, which is often, he does not. And so I made some videos about my own sleep trauma. And then in those videos, people started talking about how some of these women haven't slept in like 10 years, like even longer, because their husbands will not deal with their sleep apnea or will not, treat their PTSD. They just won't do anything. They're just like, oh, well. And a lot of that is like their pride and ego because they don't want to wear the silly thing on their nose, or they just don't want to do it. I mean, we know that men oftentimes will not go to the doctor. They refuse. Even though it actually puts their life in danger, they won't go out of pride or just, escapism, because a lot of men just don't want to deal with things. And even if it means it's going to make their wives' lives so much harder, they still won't go. So Anthony, he watches all my videos. He also reads the comments and learns so much from the experiences that women share on my videos of the ways that their husbands don't care about them or don't take the actions to show that they care about them, or are just so self-centered that they just don't even think about the impact. And some of that is maybe their personality, but a lot of it is just patriarchy. Patriarchy's literally taught men that no one else matters as much as them. Especially women and children don't matter as much as them. And so after I talked about how much sleep trauma I had, and he knows about this, but just after I made those videos, it was the comments. It was all these stories of women who literally had chronic illnesses from not sleeping, and how so many women, I believe it takes years off of our lives when we're with a moody man who, men will weaponize their moods, won't take care of themselves. We end up walking on eggshells around them if they, sometimes they do this absolutely on purpose. But other times if they're sick and they're cranky, but they won't deal with their sickness, then we have to deal with their moods on top of their sickness. And after reading all that, and me also going on sleep strike, when we were staying house sitting at his parents', there was an extra bedroom, and I was like, I am going to get good sleep tonight because this snoring, this is driving me insane. So him sleeping a couple weeks without his wife next to him and reading all these comments, he took it to heart and was like, God, I'm being such a man. I have to do something about this. Now, it takes a while to get a doctor's appointment in France for like a specialist, just like it does back in the US. So he finally went to the doctor. He finally had his appointment. He went to the sleep doctor, and then they sent him to a week later to another place where they outfitted him with all this stuff. And he had to sleep in all this stuff, which was actually very difficult. I mean, look at all this stuff. He had to ride the subway home with this on. But that's one of the things I love about him. He doesn't get easily embarrassed. He's a confident man. He doesn't let his pride or his ego keep him from doing really important things. Now, what's funny is this was me, 25 years ago, because I am narcoleptic. So I had all this stuff done a long time ago, except I had mine done at a hospital. So sure enough, the test results came back like a couple days ago. He is at the almost chronic level of sleep apnea. Apparently there's, if you stop breathing like, 10 times an hour or something, it's like not bad. 20 is like bad. 30 and above is like chronic. And he's 27. And he's so relieved that he knows why his energy, his everything, and why he's so tired all the time. It doesn't matter if he gets 5 hours of sleep or 12 hours of sleep. He feels the same. He's so relieved to have a solution, because there's a lot of shame when you just feel awful, but you don't know why. You think there's something wrong with you. Yes, there is something wrong with you. It's just sleep. So now he has to wear this little device when he goes to sleep. And he loves it. Like, he doesn't love it, but he's like relieved. So why did I tell that stupid story? One, I firmly believe if men really want to show up for women, they need to first show up for the women closest to them. And the best way you can do that is to take care of yourself. Men not taking care of themselves, not taking care of their emotional lives by having friends, good friends, not just like, running buddies or climbing buddies, but friends that you're vulnerable with. That is a part of self-care. Going to the doctor is a part of self-care. Dealing with your sleep issues is a part of self-care. Feeding yourself, all the things. Not doing a lot of, things that are bad for you. Because we all have vices. But when men don't take care of themselves, it directly impacts the women in their lives the most. Either their wives, their girlfriends, their mothers, their sisters, or even their daughters. Because we know a lot of these men, once they get old, it isn't their sons that are going to feel obligated to take care of them. It's their daughters. So if men really, really care about women, the number one thing they can do is take care of themselves. If they do nothing, I don't need you to march. I don't need you to wear a pumpkin hat. I need you to go to the doctor. Feed yourself. Take care of yourself, so that I don't have to make up for what you're not doing. And the second reason why I'm telling y'all this is because I just want y'all to understand that, like, if you're a feminist and you want to have a relationship with a man, the only way you will not lose yourself in that relationship is if he is equally dedicated to decentering himself. And, which means basically dealing with his patriarchal conditioning and seeing how it might play out on a daily basis in the smallest ways or the biggest ways. By, assuming that you're going to do all the childcare, assuming that you're going to buy his Mother's Day's present or whatever. All those little ways. Men who are not willing to look at their entitlement and their default to exploit women in all their relationships, if they're not willing to look at that, you will disappear into that relationship. By that I mean you will no longer be yourself. You will lose yourself, because men who are selfish and entitled will make you slowly or quickly be the planet that orbits around the king baby sun. And that is detrimental to our health. That's detrimental to our confidence, our finances, and our longevity. We do not live long when we're with men who refuse to decenter themselves. People ask me all the time, why do you get married if you're a feminist and you decenter men? You can be with a man and thrive with a man, but only if he is as committed to unpacking all this crap as you are. Otherwise, it is better to be alone. Sorry, it just is. We're going to be unpacking this stuff until the day we die. And that's okay. It's an adventure. And we grow stronger because of it. But if he wasn't committed to this relationship would not last. I work too hard, love myself, to have a man take all that away from me.